The next important part of this success training program is, what are your goals? You see, setting goals has an amazingly powerful effect. And it's something that I've been studying for about a year now and trying to understand. But when you set goals, when you write down a goal, it actually really does affect the world. It affects what happens to you. You see, you put out an intention, a goal, you'll start to realize maybe it's because you are more aware of what you need, maybe because you start to plan out what you need to do to get the goal, and it also affects how things happen. Like, opportunities will spring up that you wouldn't expect. Money will come in which you wouldn't expect. Things that you need to achieve that goal start to happen. It's very deep science that it's very little understood, but very amazing stuff. So that's why setting goals is the next part of this program, because it's so important to set your goals and work towards achieving those goals. On What's Your Goals sheet, in the beginning it starts with life goals. Take some time, you've looked at your dreams, you figured out what you're passionate about. Off of that, figure out, now put goals in place. What are your life goals? When you die, what did you want to have accomplished? What did you want to have earned, or whatever? What is it that you want in your life? So that's just a really big overview. You don't have to have a million goals. Maybe it's 2 goals. Find things that are compelling to you, things that really motivate you to move forward with taking the actions to do it. Under that is this year's goals. Now I want you to start thinking about, what are your goals for the year? You know where you want to go. Here's your big goal in life. Now, what's this year? Where do you want to hit this year so that you're getting closer to this major goal? And it doesn't have to be anything big. It could just be getting on track with everything. Because really, goals and achieving it really has to do with consistent action over a long period of time. It leads to major results. So start to think about, what do you want out of this year, which will get you on track for moving forward. So that's that. Now, before you start setting any goals, I want to talk about the next sheet, which is goal setting sheet. You see, there's a key to with setting goals isn't just, I want a donkey. You can't just say, boom. You got to think about, it's got to be specific. It's got to be specific. I want 3 donkeys. It's got to be measurable. It's got to be able to be measurable so that when you say, am I there yet? Am I halfway there? Am I all the way there? Have I exceeded it? You got to be able to measure it. It's got to be attainable. It's got to be something that is possible. And I'm not saying, I believe that there are many things that are possible that we've yet to discover. But if you're saying, I want to learn to fly tomorrow, it's kind of not exactly attainable. But you never know. And realistic basically comes back to attainable as well. Is it realistic? Expecting to be able to fly tomorrow isn't a really realistic goal. Telling yourself, I want to make $1 million tomorrow isn't very realistic, but I want to make $5 tomorrow. That's a realistic goal. So it's got to be realistic, it's got to be attainable, it's got to be measurable, specific, but also it has to be time bound. Set a timeline, a time. On this day, I want this goal to be complete. And it's not that is the moment you have to finish that goal. Maybe you got very far with the goal, you're not there yet. But just to set a deadline, because that helps to accelerate you achieving it. Because now, for me, when I have deadlines for things, and probably for you too, when you have a deadline, maybe you finish up the last second before that deadline, but you get things done on that deadline because that's the time frame of what you're trying to achieve. So it's called SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So that's really how you want to set your goals. Now, the goal setting sheet involves the area of your life. Maybe you're trying to improve your relationships. It's your relationships, the area of your life. And we'll talk about areas of life later on. Also, today's date. You want to put down what is today's date that you set that goal. Then what is your target date? That's time bound. And then next is the date achieved. When do you actually achieve that goal? Underneath that is the goal. This is where you write out, I want to have 5 donkeys, whatever it is. This is the goal. Underneath that, you put the why. What do you gain from achieving that? What do you lose if you don't achieve that? And don't just put, I want a donkey because it's fun. No, like, take some time and really get emotional about it. What is it that you gain out of this? What does it give you? A sense of accomplishment, happiness, fulfillment? For me, my goal is to change the world. And you know why? Because I will have achieved what my purpose is in life, what I love, what I've been dreaming about. It's not just because I want to, so get specific about this. Maybe if it's a health goal, what is to be gained? To spend time with the family, get to see your kids grow up. What is to be lost? You won't be able to be there for your kids. So think about that. Next is obstacles and solutions. What could get in your way of achieving your goal? What could stop you from doing it? So you gotta write out. Think for a while. What are all the stuff? Time could hold me back. Finances. I don't know how to do something. I need more knowledge. So think about what could stop you, and then find solutions. Well, if it's not enough time, maybe you need to schedule your time or stop doing certain things that waste your time. If it's money, maybe you need to look at saving some money or shifting your money around. If it's knowledge, well, pick up a book and start reading and learning how to get that knowledge. So that's really the obstacles and solutions. Then the next part is action steps. For instance, maybe it's, I want to be 130 pounds. Well, what are the action steps you gotta do? One step would be throw out all the junk food. Second step, figure out a walking path, where you want to walk. Figure out a schedule for walk. So break down the goal into tiny, tiny, tiny steps, each stepping stone towards that major goal, so that you can figure out, what do I have to do and how can I achieve this? And attach a target date to all your steps. I want to throw out all the junk in my house by Friday, May 15th, whatever. And then once you finish it, put day completed. What day did you finish it? So break it down into small steps. Don't put, well, I want to lose 130 pounds, so first action step is to lose 20 pounds. Like, no, just get specific. Start walking could be one. Start walking 3 times a week, whatever. And then affirmations is the last part. And a lot of people, maybe some people believe in it, maybe some people don't. But for myself, I really do believe in affirmations. I've seen the power of them. Really what it does is, when you put out thoughts, you're talking to yourself, you're talking to your mind, and your subconscious starts to believe you have it. I am wealthy. I am wealthy. I am changing the world. I changed the world. Whatever. You start to believe it, and it gives you that confidence and starts to influence your life, so that you can start reaching what you want to do in your life. So just look at some affirmations, figure out what would inspire you. What is a phrase that motivates that goal, that keeps you on track and brings that goal towards you. So set some goals for the life, for the year, and then the next sheet after that is Sportron goals. Now this just kind of briefly outlines, based on where you're at, how much money you'll make, based off what goals that you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to be a multimillionaire, well, you'll have to see where your Sportron goals fall in line. Maybe set a date for when you want to be at this position, the next position. For some people, maybe they only want $1,000 a month extra, and that would satisfy them, so they don't need to move as fast. But if you've got big dreams like me, if you want to change the world, if you want to help thousands and millions of people, then figure out how soon you need to start achieving these goals so that you can do that. So set your goals, get clear on it, and start working towards it, and you will achieve your dreams. It works. I guarantee it. And let's just start doing it. All right. Have a good one.